into Inside the Tank. Alex Imbrunoni here, joined with Nick DiDonato and, of course, Jawan Calendar. Fellas, we made it. It is Super Bowl week.
At times, it didn't look like we were going to make it, Alex.
No, it didn't. Jawan, are you surprised we finally made it this far?
Finally did. Does it really feel like Super Bowl week with
No.
the COVID and everything
There's
going on?
not a lot of hype going on with the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, it feels like.
It was really low-key.
Yeah, but we'll talk about the Super Bowl more later on in the show. Right now, we've got a fellow broadcasting student and diehard Houston Texans fan, Cade, coming on in about 10 seconds. We're going to kick you off on the set here, but he's going to make an argument. Cade, come on the set. Cade, he's from my hometown.
Really?
I didn't know that until I saw him wear my rival high school's golf shirt.
Oh, wow.
So, Cade, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Nice to stretch.
Why don't you tell us about yourself real quick before we dive into what you've got for us today?
So, name is Cade Chumsland. I'm from Sanford, Florida, rival high schools, of course. I grew up a Houston Texans fan, loved Arian Foster, the running back in the day, undrafted, and he really took our offense by storm. Him and Andre Johnson were an absolute powerhouse. So I really love that duo, and for no particular reason, honestly. And
You just fell in love with the Texans because of them?
Pretty much. The other cool reason is Texans founded April of 2002. I was born in June. So it was kind of that cool relationship right there. So found them when I was like 6 years old and really haven't looked back.
All right.
Nice.
So we obviously know what's all happening with Deshaun Watson and stuff.
Yep.
You are a believer that he might stay?
Yes.
Apparently, because you've already worn your Deshaun Watson Houston Texans shirt a couple times
As
this
much as I
semester.
can.
So why don't you've got us a PowerPoint. Why don't you break it down for us?
We're
and
going to break this down
tell
real
us
quick.
tell us what you're feeling. So there it is, the 3 criteria in trading Deshaun Watson. Cade, we'll let you have the floor.
So really when we look at this massive Deshaun Watson trade, it is probably going to be the greatest quarterback trade in history. You got a guy who's only 24 years old. He's only been in the league for 4 years. I mean, he's at the top of his game, just had arguably the best season of his career. Most passing yards, exactly, even though he didn't make the playoffs. He's right up there. So when we're talking about a trade at this level, there's 3 criteria that are going to go into it.
All right.
The first one is a team that needs talent. What are the teams in the NFL that actually should be calling Houston
Jets.
to offer a trade, right? So
Jets.
the Jets are up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to make an argument that the Packers are up there too.
Oh.
I don't agree, but
So we'll get
continue
into
on.
that later. But obviously Kansas City's not going to do it. Tampa
No.
Bay's not going to do it. And there's other teams. I think Buffalo's going to stick with Josh Allen. So there's teams that are going to be okay with not having him. But there are about 19 teams in the league that I've got who should at least consider offering a trade for Deshaun Watson.
All right.
The second criteria is teams that have leverage. A team that actually has something that they're willing to trade for him. There are teams that they wish that they could have a Deshaun Watson, but they really don't have anything to trade for him. The Houston Texans really don't need to be given an offer because they don't have anything.
Yeah.
And the final reason is teams that have a future. Teams that Deshaun want to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like there's teams that really just don't feel like they're going to be doing anything in the next 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
and they're looking more towards long goal. I think Deshaun Watson wants to win right now.
He's starting his prime
Exactly.
right here.
Exactly. So he wants to win now, so he wants to go to a team that has the potential to win right now. Now, one of the biggest things when it comes to our first criteria is that there is a team in every division that needs a Deshaun Watson. You break down the 8 divisions from the AFC and the NFC, and you can find at least one. So we're going to break down each division right now.
All right.
The first being the AFC East. First team, Miami Dolphins. You have the number 1 turnover defense last year with 29. Xavier Howard, most interceptions. Houston Texans, least amount of interceptions in the league with only 3. 9 turnovers total, worst in the NFL. Turn around to Miami's defense, and you've got the number 1 turnover defense. Deshaun has a backup in his defense to help him. He's got weapons on the outside. I think this would be a great spot for Deshaun. The second would be the Jets. Alex, there you go. The head coach you want
Let's
in
keep
Robert
it up.
Saleh, draft picks for very much in the future. and a team that I really think has the heart to win. I think they were tanking on purpose this year.
Definitely.
But you got a new head coach,
They
you got a
can't even
new
do that
defensive
right.
coordinator. You're really
Ridiculous.
you're really looking good
Thank
in the
you.
upcoming years.
Thank you. We're trying.
The last one for the AFC East would be the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't think who wouldn't want to work with Bill Belichick right now, especially in your prime. You know they're always going to have a good defense, maybe not a lot of star players, but they're always going to have a decent defense, good offensive line. The main thing the Patriots are hurting on is weapons.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman hasn't been looking great. He's getting old, and there's really no.
And he was hurt most of this past
And he was
season.
hurt most of this past season, and there's really no young star coming out from the New England Patriots. But I still think you at least got to call him. You got the 15th overall pick. Why not? The next one we're going to go to is the AFC North, and there's really only one team I see in the AFC North, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right.
Big Ben's
Yeah.
getting old. We saw his atrocious game in the playoffs. If Deshaun Watson's in that exact same position, no way he does what Big Ben did.
No.
He gets outside of the pocket, he makes plays happen. You have 4 incredible wide receivers, decent running backs, but the defense is outstanding with both TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. That's an absolute stud defense that Deshaun really never saw in Houston. Moving on to the AFC, we'll go to the West. There's really 2 teams. It's the Denver Broncos first. This is a team that really has just struggled to find a quarterback since Peyton Manning left. They've really gone through the quarterback carousel and haven't truly found their guy of the future, and I really think Deshaun would work well. You just drafted Jerry Jeudy, who I think is their star wide receiver of the future. Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay in the backfield I think is a great duo.
And they got Cortland Sutton coming off an injury next year.
Exactly.
So
And defense that has been
I'm not
hurt.
going to make a case, but
Yeah, no, fine.
And
don't want them to
Von
go.
Miller was out all year last year, so their defense really didn't have much either. But I think there's still potential there, so absolutely give the Houston Texans a call. And second would be, I'd say the Las Vegas Raiders. I think Las Vegas loves Derek Carr. I really do. But if you have the choice of Deshaun Watson and Derek Carr, who are you going to take? It's going to be Deshaun. You've got Henry Ruggs on the outside. Josh Jacobs proved himself to be a top 5 or maybe top 7 running back
my guy.
in the NFL right now. So you've got the weapons for sure. You've got an awesome head coach in John Gruden. Defense was definitely hurting, but I think that's something you build upon. But you know you've got the weapons as soon as you walk into the door with Las Vegas. And the last division in the AFC is the division that Houston's coming from, and it's the South. And there are teams in this division that can make a case. First is the Indianapolis Colts. Bill Rivers just went. You have an absolutely stud revised defense. You've got weapons on the outside. You've got Jonathan Taylor, who proved to be completely worth that second-round draft pick. And you're right back in the same division, so you know the teams you're playing. I think this is an obvious choice for Deshaun. Second would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. You've got the number 1 pick. Maybe give that up. Maybe go with Urban Meyer, who's a phenomenal college coach. Can work with him very well. It might not be likely, but you can at least see where
I see where you're coming from. I just don't see it happening.
If I'm the Jazz, and there's a lot of QB potential here, I would rather have a young guy coming in that has a chance to be a stud. They could reach that Deshaun Watson ceiling. We don't know yet, granted, but you got him on a cheaper contract than paying like over $100 million for Deshaun. So I would rather go that route, but I do see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's basically, are you going to take the risk on a Trevor Lawrence, or are you going to take a for sure bet on Deshaun Watson?
Right.
That's a good point.
But, I mean, it's still the option there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over to the NFC. NFC East in particular, and this one's easy. They all need him.
You put all the
Every team in the NFC East is going to need Deshaun Watson. You look at Washington football team, Chase Young on that defense has got that side of the ball locked up. Alex Smith is getting old. He's injured. I love him as a guy. But when you're talking about a team with this type of caliber defense, you need a quarterback to help you right now.
Yeah.
And that's Deshaun Watson. New York Giants, new head coach, a surprising defense, if I might say, with James Bradbury in that secondary. I was shocked by how well they hung into that division. Daniel Jones, I mean, what are we in, his second season right
Third
now?
year.
And
Yeah, I'm not a believer.
what has he done? Saquon Barkley, granted, has been hurt. He only really
I wouldn't
had
do
his-
anything either if I was the Giants quarterback. I've got nothing there.
Exactly.
Offensive line.
Exactly.
Terrible.
But if you get everyone healthy and then you bring in a Deshaun Watson, why not? Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is the interesting one. I would be willing to make a trade with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
Would it be a straight up trade?
No,
swap it?
absolutely
Absolutely
not.
not, no.
Dak Prescott is not on the same level as Deshaun Watson in no way, shape, or form. So I think that with the controversy with the contracts issue with Dak Prescott, I know Deshaun has a massive contract that he's bringing to Dallas, but I know I've got a guy who doesn't turn the ball over and who can make plays happen with especially the wide receivers Dallas has.
Yeah.
Right up there with one of the best wide receiver core in the game. Last would be the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, I thought, actually did pretty well for the 3 games he played. I really think he has a future there. But when you're talking about guys, are you willing to risk the future, or are you for sure on a trade you can make right now? And I think with Fletcher Cox and a few of the defensive line that Philadelphia has, 2 Pro Bowlers on that same line, you can at least give one of those up, maybe a Miles Sanders, if you want to go that far.
I don't think they would do that.
No, I don't think so either. But you're talking about a team that's in a quarterback struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got Carson Wentz. He may be a part of the deal, or use him to get draft capital.
Carson Wentz.
So,
I'd take him and then release him.
hey.
For sure, for sure. Going over to the NFC North. Chicago Bears. This has been a very popular one running around
It looks like all the teams, I bet.
The sports. I'm going to get there. They do. But Chicago Bears in particular, their quarterback duo struggle that they had in 2020 with Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles was a disaster.
Yeah.
And yes, they came on strong at the very end, was able to make the playoffs. But honestly, game strategy switched from quarterback to running back, and David Montgomery took over that team, if we're all being honest.
Had him on fantasy. I noticed it.
It was annoying. I played against him in fantasy.
Nice.
The dude took off.
Pretty much. So now you've got your stud running back and a stud quarterback with that defense that really hasn't changed since they were a beast team 2 years ago. I could see that happening.
All right.
Green Bay Packers. Yes. Aaron Rodgers has been there for, as you have earlier told me, Jawan, a decade and a half. 1 Super Bowl. In that final game, do you think Aaron Rodgers should have run that ball on 3rd and goal?
I mean, it's
with
debatable.
The wide open lane.
It's debatable. You saw JPP coming out the back. One is more athletic than the other one. I didn't see him getting the first down.
If Deshaun Watson's in that case, would he have run it?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying he's a more dynamic quarterback when it comes to that area, and you've got a quarterback in Deshaun that you can have for another decade and a half.
I understand that, but they are invested in the first-round pick that they moved up to get in Jordan Love last year in the draft, so they're sticking to that. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever step foot on an NFL playing field. Even with 1 Super Bowl, the team failed them in many cases with no-name guys like Sullivan and Robert Tonyan had been on the team for like 4 years, and he's now starting to show up undrafted. I love him. But it's more of the franchise than A-Rod. A-Rod has stated that he want to stay there his whole career. Like he want to be like Tim Duncan, not Michael Jordan, but Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, staying with 1 franchise. So he's going to stay there, at least till the contract
Well,
ends.
the other part of that is Tom Brady just switched teams, took a team that was, I believe, 5-11 the year before, and he's in the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady would have stayed if Belichick wanted him there. We can agree on that, right? No?
I would debate that.
All right.
I would debate that. But anyway, moving on. Minnesota Vikings. I really think they could take them. You got the weapons in Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins. Granted, I've honestly been surprised by how Kirk Cousins has played. He
had a good season.
He had a decent
terrible.
season. He's on a massive contract, just like Deshaun. So you're moving in one guy for another, and you're trading maybe a few other defensive guys for a stud young man who can come and work with those other weapons he has, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. Finally, I am going to put the Detroit Lions up here. And I know they just made a massive trade for Jared Goff, but honestly,
They just got their savior.
you think so?
No.
Okay, I didn't
bad.
think so. You have all those draft picks you just got from the Rams. Take those same draft picks, plus a couple of your own, and Jared Goff, and go right to Houston with it.
That's a good, the draft capital right there, Jawan.
But if you're Deshaun Watson, would you want to go to Detroit under
No.
any circumstances?
No,
I
and I'll
wouldn't.
get to that later. But
Yeah.
if you're Detroit, you at least
Well, I
got to
think
call Houston.
Jared Goffin was punching the air when he got traded.
I would be too.
You at least got to call Houston. So I'm gonna move on, and we're going to the NFC South. Carolina Panthers. A young defense, new head coach who I like, Matt Rule. some studs with Christian McCaffrey and a few guys on the wide receiver position.
Curtis Samuel.
Exactly, DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Teddy Bridgewater, I mean, I think it was hard to grade the Panthers based on the injury to Christian McCaffrey. But I still don't think Teddy Bridgewater owned that team enough.
And he got hurt a few times too.
For sure. And Deshaun, outside that one rookie injury, he's stayed healthy.
Yeah.
So I think you've got that firm, no injury history as of recently. You bring in him with Christian McCaffrey, that could be a deadly duo. Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan has been that man in that city for years. But what if he's also willing to go? What if you bring in your future quarterback, Deshaun Watson, send Matt Ryan to the Houston Texans plus a few first-round picks, and let him work with Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones? Granted, their defense suffered this year, very much so.
Yeah, they stink.
But also, Dante Fowler went out and said, I did bad this season. Team didn't have enough heart. But I think Deshaun's energy, I think he can bring that up again.
And you got a cousin on the team.
Oh yeah, true.
Did I remind you that?
Yeah, you did. I totally
You got
forgot.
AJ Terrell on the Falcons.
Yeah, not a close cousin, but he is my cousin though. Yes.
Maybe he should play better. I don't know.
I don't know.
Family member.
Yeah.
You tell your family
He definitely
member.
has the talent. I like that as a draft
I
pick last year.
appreciate that.
For sure. Last one for the NFC is the NFC West.
I forgot about them.
One team. And I'd put the San Francisco 49ers.
This possibility.
This is a
I don't want to.
This is a big possibility. You've got Jimmy G, who's injured, struggling. The biggest thing that killed this team in 2020 was the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Sherman was out for a while. Nick
That whole
Bosa,
defense was out.
Pretty much.
George Kittle.
The defense was gone. George Kittle was out for most of the season. Jimmy G was gone. And they still had, 5-11 season?
They weren't terrible. They were competitive.
Exactly.
Brandon Ayuk turned out to be pretty good.
Stud.
For sure. And you've got Deshaun Watson with him, with that defense. I think that's a Super Bowl caliber team if you bring in Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely.
So now let's put all of them. Let's put all of them on the board here.
All right.
We've got 19 teams, all from at least one division. Let's go to the second criteria. Teams that have leverage, teams that are willing to give something good and that the Texans are willing to actually receive.
I hope we're on that list.
Miami Dolphins, I think we're good. Jets are good. Patriots, I think we're good. They can at least give something. Pittsburgh Steelers, we're going to take them out of there.
Okay, I just saw that. I wasn't sure if that was
Nope, Pittsburgh Steelers, we are going to take out of there.
All right.
And I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would give up too much for Deshaun. I
Yeah.
think they would give up most of their defense and maybe a few weapons on offense, and I don't know if it would be worth it, especially since Pittsburgh is like fourth in over the cap space. They really just don't have the room for him. So I think we take him out. I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts. And the only reason being, I don't think Houston's willing to trade Deshaun Watson to the same division.
I don't think any division teams they'll bother trading to. Let alone, you might as well take off Jacksonville.
I'm going to
too.
keep Jacksonville up there
Oh,
because of that
jeez.
number one pick and a few other picks. Because here's the thing. Jacksonville is not a caliber team in the next 2 or 3 seasons. I think you're going to get multiple top 10 picks
But I don't think
you
they want
trade.
to see him 2 times a year. Their former quarterback,
for sure.
as they're still trying to figure out their own identity.
For sure. And I don't think that's the best trade for Jacksonville. But under this criteria, I think we should at
Okay.
least keep them there. Denver Broncos, what do you have to trade?
No one.
Nothing good on draft space. Nothing good on your defense in particular, which is what I think Houston needs the most. We're going to take them out. Raiders, I think the exact same thing. Nothing on defense to trade. Unless you're willing to part with Josh Jacobs, which I
They
don't
won't.
think they would be, I don't think you can trade. So we're going to take them out. Washington football team, again, not willing to give up their defense to take Deshaun Watson, and you don't have enough firepower in your draft space or your offense to make a good trade. We're going to take Washington out. Giants. This is an interesting one considering, would you be willing to give up Saquon Barkley?
No. No, Juwan.
No.
No.
No?
Next.
Okay. I'm going to keep him up there because I think they would be willing to.
Okay.
With Wayne Gallman like he did,
Wayne Gallman's not Saquon though. Wayne Gallman could be a nice complimentary back somewhere else.
And I mean,
He is not the face of the Giants. He's not their offense. Juwan, I think you can agree with me on that.
yeah,
I'm
true.
going to keep them up temporarily.
All right.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys, like I said, I'd do the Dak Prescott trade and maybe one of their weapons on defense. we're going to take out the Philadelphia Eagles as well because
Yeah, I wouldn't.
secondary-wise, they have nobody
I wouldn't
they
trade.
can trade and nobody on offense that I think Houston's willing to listen to. Bears I'm going to also take out.
Okay, that's a
And-
surprise.
The reason being, the only thing they're missing is a quarterback. And if you're going to I just don't see them parting ways with anybody else they have, and there's no draft space there. They're in no position to give any draft picks up that Houston's willing to look for, and I don't think Houston's willing to take on a Mr. Trubisky or Nick Foles at the moment.
No.
So I'm going to take, and the cold weather there, Deshaun's not used to that. That division is harder than what he's got right now.
I love Chicago.
Chicago's great.
I like Chicago.
Never
But
been.
I play there. I
when
play for
has,
the Bears.
When has Chicago had a caliber quality quarterback? Jay Cutler?
Let's go next.
Yeah, exactly. Green Bay Packers, yes, I'm going to keep them up there. I think they'd be willing to trade Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota Vikings, let's take them out. Let's be honest. They're not going to give up Kirk Cousins with that massive contract they've given him. And I don't see that working out there. Detroit Lions, yes, I would because of the draft space they just got from the LA Rams. Carolina Panthers, again, I'm going to take them out. There's not enough talent on defense. It's a bunch of rookies. I don't think they're willing to give those up right now for Deshaun Watson, and they wouldn't be able to go anywhere in the near future. Atlanta Falcons, I'm going to keep them up there for right now just because I think you're willing to give up Matt Ryan and not a lot of other things because of the quality of Matt Ryan. And San Francisco, definitely keep them up there. They've got the draft capital for sure, and a bunch of talent on defense that you can at least give up one or two.
Yeah.
So now we've got top 10 teams, right? Third criteria, teams that have a future. Now let's look at the teams that actually Deshaun can win with. Dolphins, yes. With that defense, absolutely. Jets, I think so. I think Deshaun would.
I was ready to see it drop.
See, the things for the Jets, I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. There's absolutely no chance.
Me
But
either.
Deshaun goes to the head coach he wants. He said over and over, let's interview Robert Saleh. Let's at least consider him. Now you actually go to the head coach you want and a team that you can build from the ground up. I think Deshaun would be willing to go there. Patriots, yeah, who wouldn't want to work with Bill Belichick? As I've said before, you've
Matt
got
Stafford.
a quality defense all the time in New England, so let's keep those guys up there. Jacksonville, this is I'm going to take down. And your first round draft pick is all you basically got, and I think Houston's
I would never
willing to
trade
take
the
that.
first pick unless I was guaranteed perfection out of it.
Deshaun Watson's kind of there, though.
I know.
Deshaun
but
Watson's close.
You also got Trevor Lawrence.
You could take that risk, and that's why I'm going to take them out right now. Giants, I'm also going to take out. I don't think they have enough besides their superstar and Saquon
No.
Barkley to give up, and I don't think Deshaun is going to go there either. Well, I mean, granted, you want to go to a team that has a terrible division, and that's what the NFC East have. So you got that going for you, but you really have nothing to build with
No.
if you were willing to trade for Deshaun Watson. Cowboys, I'm also going to take out. I don't like that front office or that coaching system with the Deshaun Watson. We've already seen that he cares about the front office and the head coach.
Yeah.
He's made that shown for the last month and a half. So we'll take the Cowboys out. Packers, absolutely. Absolutely. You have a stud defense and weapons on the offense. For sure, I'd love to go to Green Bay.
You all right?
I disagree. I don't think we have a stud defense.
You don't think so?
I'll second
Absolutely not. I mean, we have Kenny Clark. He's a great player. Jair. But
That's it.
everything else under there, everything else there is just there.
You can definitely work with it, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, I'm going to take
No,
out.
you don't.
I'm going to take out the Detroit Lions just because we have shown
So fed
that
up with that
their
team.
defense is nowhere to be found. I know they have the draft picks to do it, but really, if you're Deshaun, do you want to go to a Detroit right now?
I won't
No
really go to
weapons,
Detroit in
no
general.
defense. Exactly. Atlanta Falcons, I'm also going to take out. I think there's not enough there on the defensive side. Granted, I think Deshaun in a few years could build that up, but not right now. San Francisco, like I said, Super Bowl ready. That defense, healthy, is Super Bowl ready with a star quarterback. So now, guys, 5 teams. We went from 19 to 5, and now this is where it's going to get personal for me. The 5 best trades for Deshaun Watson. Number 5, we're going New England Patriots. And here's what I would take. J.C. Jackson, number 2 in interceptions with 9, Devin McCourty and the first three first-round picks in the next 3 seasons, including the 15th this year. Stack up that secondary, plus with draft space, and I would maybe even throw in Brandon Cooks, put him back to New England. So maybe Deshaun and Brandon Cooks for that, I think would be decent. Number 4, I'm going to put your Jets up there.
This is bogus, this list.
Sam Darnold, both 2021 first-round draft picks and both 2022 first-round draft picks.
I don't
No?
like it. No.
No?
No, I want to keep our Seattle pick this year.
Okay. Was that 23?
No. Like 20, I think 23 or 24.
Okay. So you're willing to keep that up. Would you be doing a 2023 first-round draft pick? It's going to take
Yes.
4. From
Yeah.
the Jets, it's going to take 4 first-round
But I
draft
want
picks.
to keep this year's pick, just what's going on in the back of the first round of the draft.
Okay. I can see that. Maybe we can work something out there. Number 3, I'm going to put the Green Bay Packers. And here's what I'm going to do.
Oh, my Lord.
Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, your first-round draft pick this year, and a third-round draft pick in 2022. And I'll throw in there Will Fuller.
I'm good.
Will Fuller.
Will Fuller, we'll give him up.
No way.
we'll take
they would
those
do
on.
this.
Absolutely not. But continue. I like some of the premise of this list. Just saying,
The
like you
players.
pointing out, not even the players, that it's going to take a lot of draft capital to
You're
get
throwing the
Deshaun.
whole. We'll let us off. All right.
Because Matt
Keep going.
Stafford just went for like 2 first-round picks in the 3rd. And
But
with
basically,
Jared
so
Goff.
it's going to take at least 4 or 5 people,
Absolutely.
not necessarily draft picks. Right? So if you get starters from a team, you don't need draft picks, is what I'm basically saying.
NFL teams want that draft capital. They want that capital.
For sure. And
it's cheaper.
I know better than anybody how much draft capital is worth, considering we don't have a first-round draft pick this
you're
year or a second-round draft pick.
Dolphins.
Bill O'Brien just threw it all away.
Number 2, this is where we're going to get to the Miami Dolphins. I'm a little sketchy about this one, considering Tua has said he wants to stay. But I would take Tua. I'll take Byron Jones, both the 2021 first-round draft picks and a 2022 third-round draft pick. It's 5 people for Deshaun Watson, maybe a few other draft picks from Houston. But the reason I would be okay with this a week ago, but Tua Tagovailoa has said that he's willing to stay. But I think that honestly would be a decent trade and a place Deshaun Watson is willing to go. But guys, the number one trade would go to the San Francisco 49ers, and here's why. Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, Jimmy Ward, your 2021 and 2022 first-round draft picks. The reason I'm putting Jimmy Garoppolo and Raheem Mostert is Mostert this week just stated that he wants to stick with Garoppolo wherever he goes. So bring both those guys. Raheem Mostert, phenomenal running back, injured most of this season, but a stud when he was on the field. Jimmy's had injuries, but I think he's got somewhat of a future. The biggest thing is, if I'm going to do that trade for San Francisco, I want to go grab Ryan Fitzpatrick from free agency.
Yeah. I'd take Ryan Fitzpatrick.
With the way he has expressed, he wants to be a starter. I think he's going to light up Houston if he comes in. So you make that trade with San Francisco and you bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I would be okay with parting with Deshaun Watson. But I will reiterate, both the head coach and the GM have said they are going to stick with Deshaun Watson with whatever it takes. So as of right now, I would say Houston's going to stick with Deshaun. But those are the 5 best trades if I'm going to part with him.
I like it. I feel like it's only 3 teams up there that has the draft capital to do it, and that's San Francisco Dolphins and the New York Jets. But I feel like those are the only 3 teams that can really make something happen if they really wanted to. But that's just my opinion.
And you guys know my stance, so I'm not
Absolutely.
even going to argue anymore.
Absolutely. Well, that's not arguing.
Well, I'll argue with other people. I've got my Nike Deshaun Watson jersey on order on the way. But all right, Cade, thank you for showing us your presentation.
Absolutely.
It was very informative about
Wonderful.
this. So what happened?
I said it was wonderful.
Oh, I thought you said
It's
one more
well put
thing.
together.
We thank you, Cade, and we'll take a quick break. And coming up is our keys to a Super Bowl victory. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Inside the Tank. That was a nice segment with Cade. Always nice to have new people on. That was a nice PowerPoint. We're glad you're back on. So Super Bowl, of course, this Sunday happening. But we last night came up with a few keys to why each team will win. I believe, Jawan, you are first. What are your keys to ensure a Bucs victory? If that's it for there you go. That's a nice picture.
Well, keys to the Bucs victory, you have to shut down Tyreek Hill. I feel like that's impossible, but they have to try harder than they did in Week 12 when he had like 200 plus yards receiving. You have to get after Pat Mahomes, especially with the injury to the offensive line. Eric Fisher is not going to play. They're missing another key guard, I believe. So they really had to get after him, and they have the people to do it. JPP and Shaq Barrett had a wonderful game 2 weeks ago against Green Bay, and really put pressure on Aaron Rodgers. So they have to do the same thing with Patrick Mahomes to even have a chance, and they also have to call God, which I feel like is the most important thing, to have prayer before, because honestly, I don't see them.
Like being a Christian school and calling God.
Exactly.
That's nice.
You have to call God.
Okay, well, number 2 is your keys to a Chiefs victory.
Vice versa, you have the offensive line, whichever one they're going to put together, have to protect Patrick Mahomes at all costs. If you keep him upright, he's going to take you to the promised land. I feel like he's going to win his second Super Bowl. You have to establish a run game. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is going to play right, but also Clyde, Hilaire, Edwards, they can establish that run game and keep the Buccaneers on their toes. And the pass rush has to get to Brady. We all seen the formula to beat Brady in the playoffs. Whenever he lost, is the pass rush getting there. Whether it's like the Denver Broncos and Von Miller back in the day, whether it's like JPP with the Giants, or even beforehand with Michael Strahan, you have to get out to Brady, make him uncomfortable, and you'll be successful. So,
Nick, you've got some keys as well. What are your keys to ensuring a Bucs victory?
So first, I got to say the secondary's got to step up. I mean, you're going arguably against one of the greatest wide receiver cores and tight ends of all time. Like, you got to step up, and they did against the Saints and Green Bay. So you got to lock it up, and that goes hand in hand with your D line giving pressure on the beat up O line of the Chiefs and putting pressure on Pat Mahomes, not letting him sit in that pocket. And then I think Brady's just got to be Brady. Be Brady we've seen in the Super Bowl years after years and stuff like that.
And then your keys to a Chiefs victory.
I think the Chiefs just got to be the Chiefs. Do what they've done and run their game plan that's gotten them this far. And then their defense has to be great like they've been all season. I mean, this defense has been way better than last season's. Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones, it comes from the line all the way to the secondary. And then I think probably the biggest thing you got to do is get Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce involved. They're your biggest playmakers on offense, and you target them, good things will happen.
Yeah. And then for me, I believe my keys to a Bucs victory, getting Gronk involved early hasn't been talked about a whole lot these playoffs, but him and Tom Brady have enormous amount of chemistry together, especially in big games like this. And then the defense will force 2 or more turnovers, the way their defense has been playing, especially against then throughout the whole playoffs, really, against the Saints and the Packers. They really ramped it up those last 2 games. And then finally, Mike Evans will score at least 2 touchdowns. I believe with his size and strength and just his catching ability, where he can just catch passes like no one else, I believe that's going to play a big role, especially just because of, the size of Kansas City's DBs. And then for a Chiefs victory, Tyreek Hill needs to go crazy again. We talked about it. I believe if he has another game like he did like in Week 12, it's going to be a long night for Kansas City. And then feed Travis Kelce the ball. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just if Kelce's being doubled, it means there's going to only be one defender on Travis Kelce. I'm just going to feed him. He's got those giant man tight end hands. He's never going to drop. And then I thought of this one outside the box. Their kicker can't miss any more PATs. Yeah. Harrison Butker might be one of the worst extra point kickers I've seen this year. That dude was on the waiver wires for a reason in fantasy football. He missed so many extra points. That extra points could come down to this.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, before we close out, prediction, go.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
All right.
31-27.
31-27.
I'm taking the Chiefs. Let's say 34-27.
Okay, and then I'll say Chiefs 41-24 for the Bucs. Coming up next will be, before we go, a special Super Bowl Jeopardy edition. Welcome back to Inside the Tank. We've got a special edition of Before We Go. It's Super Bowl edition of Jeopardy. We've got our panel of smart people here. We've got Juwan. Juwan, say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Kevin, who's our floor director.
Hi, everyone.
And then we've got Nick, of course.
Hi.
All right, so this is how things will work. We're gonna, everyone knows the rules of Jeopardy, but we don't have clickers. So when you want to buzz in the answer, you just go, Alex, I have the answer, or you just scream or something. I don't know. Make whatever noise you guys want or do something. Okay, so here comes the game board. We've got the history of the Super Bowl, Love Me a Good Halftime Show, the host city, Brady in another one, losing teams, and of course the New York Jets. Juwan, you are the oldest out of all the panel. You control the board.
All right, let's go history of the Super Bowl for 1,000. Alex.
Okay, wow, starting out early. History of the Super. This quarterback threw a record 6 passing touchdowns in this blowout victory.
Steve Young.
Steve Young
Who
is
is Steve Young?
correct. Yeah, well, okay. All right, I won't judge if you don't say that.
All
All right, Juwan, you control still. Nice answer there. All right, so history for 1,000's out.
Okay, so let's go to losing teams for 1,000.
Losing teams for 1,000. He's going for another one. This team scored an upsetting 3 points in their Super Bowl loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Anyone want to buzz in? Okay, that is, who are the Miami Dolphins?
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll scratch them out. They're done. All right, Juwan, you still control the board. What would you like next?
All right, let's go back to history of the Super Bowl for 800.
All
Alex.
right, history of the Super Bowl for 800. Here comes the answer. Put on your coats. This was the temperature at the kickoff for Super Bowl VI. It's history. It's Jeopardy. It's hard questions.
It's really hard.
Anyone want to guess?
That was easier than 1,000 one.
Put on your coat. Okay, so we're not going to have any. Nick, do you want to buzz in? Or do you want to lose your money right away? Because if you get it wrong, you know the rules. You lose your money. Okay, we were looking for, what is 24 degrees?
I was gonna go in the negatives. So.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, not that cold. We don't live in Antarctica. Okay, Juwan, you still control the board here.
My goodness. All right, let's go for something different. Let's go Brady and another one for 1,000. Alex.
Brady and another one for how much? For
1,000.
1,000. Tom Brady ranks first in the most Super Bowl appearances by a quarterback. Name the second quarterback on that list. Juwan.
Who is Joe Montana?
No. I'm sorry. Anyone else? Five, four, three, two, one. The answer was, who is John Elway? Oh,
Are you serious?
I am. According to Wikipedia. Okay, Juwan. Oh, no.
No.
Since you got it wrong, we'll wrap around. Nick, you control the board now.
Losing teams. Wait, is 1,000 out?
Losing teams. I don't even think we've done that one yet. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Losing teams, 1,000 is out. So, like 800?
Let's do losing teams for 200.
Losing teams for 200. Very easy. Here we go. This team lost 4 straight Super Bowls from 1990. Kevin.
The Buffalo Bills.
The-
What is the Buffalo Bills?
The Buffalo Bills, and Kevin is on the board just like that. So, very nice, Kev. You control the board now. What would you like?
Let's do the same category, 400.
Okay, losing teams for 400. Here comes the answer. The Bucks beat this team back in the 2003 Super Bowl with the help of John Gruden. JJ.
Who is the Oakland Raiders?
Correct. The Oakland Raiders. That was the last time the Bucks were good until, Sunday. All right, Juwan, you're back to control. Do you want to keep it going with losing teams?
Yeah, let's keep it going with
Let's
losing
keep it
teams,
going.
Alex.
Losing teams for what, 600?
Yep.
All right, losing teams for 600. Here comes the answer. Besides the Bills, this team as well shares an 0-4 record in Super Bowls. Not all at once, fellas. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We were looking for, who are the Minnesota Vikings?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys sound stunned at that. Okay.
Defeated.
Jawan, you still control. What would you like again?
Let's go with
You
Brady.
want to keep it going with losing teams
Yeah,
to
let's
finish
keep
off
it
the
going
board?
with you finish
I will
off.
finish off the board. Losing teams for 800 for Jawan. Super Bowl 24 was a dumpster fire. The 49ers beat this team 55-10. Jawan.
Who are the Cincinnati Bengals?
No.
God.
Anyone else want to take a crack at it? Nick has yet to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who are the Denver Broncos?
What?
Yeah, come on, guys. This is Jeopardy. You know these questions are going to be hard. All right, so losing teams is done. We will have, we'll go to Kevin now to control the board here because Nick's are, oh no, have you controlled it already? All right, so yeah, we'll go Kevin, you control the board here. So losing teams is out.
All right, let's go to New York Jets.
Amen.
For
All right.
600.
New York Jets for 600. The infamous Mark Sanchez butt fumble game was against this team. Kevin.
New England.
There you-
What is New England?
Okay, we get it. Yeah, what are the New England Patriots? There you go. All right, Kevin, you still control the board here.
All right, New York Jets 400.
New York Jets for 400. Here we go. The Jets' only Super Bowl appearance and win came against this team. Jawan.
Who are the Colts?
Okay, I need more.
Baltimore Colts.
Correct. I was just making sure we had the right information.
Got you.
All right, Jawan, you're back to controlling. Do you want to keep it with the New York Jets?
New York Jets for 800.
New York Jets for 800. Oh boy. How many division championships have the Jets won since joining the NFL?
I'm out.
Come on, guys, please. Nick.
0.
That okay. No. What is 2? Oh, I said the answer. My bad.
We wouldn't
Okay.
have gotten
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 was the right answer, which surprised me. Okay. Kevin, or no, Jawan, you're still in. No, who's last? Jawan, you're still in control here.
Can we have New York Jets? Which one is available?
200 and 1,000.
200.
200. Here comes the answer. One of the Jets' 2 wins came against the Browns this season. Name me the other team. Nick.
The Rams.
Yeah. Dang it. Stupid game. All right, Nick, you are slowly climbing back into this. So I'll give you a quick score update. Nick is currently negative $600. Kevin is $800, and Jawan is at $0.
Nice.
Okay,
Breaking
so
even.
we've got a lot of time still to make up. Okay, so Nick, you control the board here. Do you want to finish off the Jets for 1,000?
Sure.
Okay, I know for a fact none of you guys are going to get this. Before the New York Jets, they were called the New York what? Oh my God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We were looking for who are the New York Titans?
Nah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, that was great, guys.
Should've kept
Okay,
that, man.
what happened, Jawan?
Should have kept that, man.
All right, let me throw that one out. Okay. Nick, you still control the board. What would you like? We have Brady in another one. We have History of the Super Bowl, Love Me a Good Halftime Show, and The Host City. So what would you like?
Let's go Brady and another one. What is available there?
Everything except 1,000.
Let's go Brady and another one for 200.
Brady, another one for 200. Here comes the answer. Including Sunday, Tom Brady's making his blank Super Bowl appearance. Jawan.
That would be the big number 10.
10 is correct. Jay. Climbing back in. He's back to the positives. Jawan, you control the board.
All right, let's go Brady and another one for 400, Alex.
Brady, another one for 400. Here comes the answer. You do the math. If Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl back in 2001, how old was Pat Mahomes at the time? Jawan.
He was 5 years old, Alex.
Jawan, correct again. Jawan heating up now. He's catching Kevin somehow. Okay. Jawan, you still have it. What would you like?
Let's keep it going. Let's
Keep it
keep it
going.
rolling. Brady and another one for 600.
600. If Brady were to miss the Super Bowl this Sunday, who would be replacing him? Jawan.
Blaine Gabbert.
Man, Jawan on fire. Who is Blaine Gabbert? And Jawan is starting to take a commanding lead. And Jawan, do you want to finish off Brady for another one?
Another one.
All right, 800 is the last one in this category. We'll finish it off. Tom Brady lost his first Super Bowl in what year? Think back, fellas. It's going to be easy once you guys get it. It's going to be easy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nick!
When was 2006?
Oh, Nick! Jawan.
I would say when was 2007?
Jawan gets it right against the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Nick. I was pulling for you because you've just dug yourself in a deeper hole. All right, so Brady, another one is done. Jawan, you are back to controlling the board here. We've got History of the Super Bowl, Love Me a Good Halftime Show, and the Host City still available.
Let's go with Love Me a Good Halftime
Love Me a Good Halftime Show
200.
for 200.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. This man moonwalked across the stage at halftime during the Super Bowl. Nick, I saw your hand go up.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is correct. That's the easiest question you'll see on this sheet, guys, because I know for 400, you're definitely not going to get it right. Nick, you control the board.
Let's go Host City for 200.
The Host City for 200. This city has hosted the Super Bowl a record 11 times. Kevin.
Miami?
Yes, Kevin. All of a sudden, the geographist, I don't know. Okay, Joanne, you control the board. Kevin, you control the board.
Okay, let's see. Let's do the host city for 600.
Host City for 600, here it comes. Throw me some beads. New Orleans has hosted the Super Bowl this many times. Okay. Anyone want to take a stab at it? You'll lose money.
Absolutely not.
Okay, we were looking for what is 10 times.
Ooh.
10 times. That's a lot of Super Bowls. Okay. Kevin, you are still in control. What would you like? Do you want to keep it with Host City?
Yeah, let's keep with that. Let's go 800.
800 for the Host City. This neighboring city in Tampa is expected to host many pre-Super Bowl concerts. It's pretty well known in Florida. Like when I mean next to it.
I forgot the name. I feel like I've been there before too.
I think we've all been there. You ready? Anyone want to take a stab?
No.
Okay. What is Ybor City?
Oh, I wouldn't got that.
What?
I've never heard of that city in my life.
That's a big city in Tampa. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Kevin, you still control
Is there any left for?
for the Host City?
Yeah.
Yeah, 400 and
All right.
1,000.
Yeah, let's do 400.
All right, 400 for the Host City. Surprisingly, this city has only hosted the Super Bowl once. Jawan.
New York.
There you
Where
go,
is New York?
Jawan, New York City. I'll give anyone 500 points right now if they can name me the game. What two teams played in it? Okay, it just happened. It was Seattle and Denver. It was in New Jersey, but the technical city was New York they hosted. Okay,
Gotcha.
so Jawan, you want to finish off the Host City?
Sure.
Host City for 1,000, please. Despite hosting a Super Bowl 2 times, this team has never been a part of one. Think of crappy teams, fellas. Nick.
Where is Detroit?
Nick DiDonato with the clutch. You're the Detroit Lions, and I think
He's back in it.
that puts him back over, positive. Let me do some math here real quick, Nick. Okay, my bad, Nick. You're still in the negatives. You're at negative 200, but we're getting there. Kevin, you are at 1,000, and Jawan. Jawan is at 2,400. I'm sorry, I just took a math class last semester. Cool. Okay, so we still time, unless you're Nick, for anyone getting into this game. Okay, so Nick, you control the board here. We've got Love Me a Good Halftime Show and History of the Super Bowl still.
What do we have for Love Me a Good Halftime?
Anything
show?
but 200.
All right, let's go 400.
Love Me a Good Halftime Show for 400. I know no one's going to get this. This university marching band has performed the most times at halftime. No one's going to get this. Okay, I'm not even going to. We're just going to move right along. What is Grambling State? Yeah.
HBCU.
Okay, Nick, you still control.
All right, let's go history of the Super Bowl.
We have 200, 400, 600.
Let's go 200.
All right, play it safe here. I like it. These two teams were featured in Super Bowl I. Jawan.
Chiefs, Packers.
Yep. That's very good. Jawan, you're back to controlling.
Keep it going with history of the Super Bowl for 400, Alex.
Okay, history of the Super Bowl for 400. Peyton Manning played his final NFL game against this team in Super Bowl 50. Nick.
The Carolina Panthers.
And just like that, you are back over positive. Here we go. Nick into the 200s now. Carolina Panthers was correct. Nick, you control the board. You want to finish off history of the Super Bowl?
Let's do it.
All right, history of the Super Bowl for 600, please. How about them Cowboys? Name me the year the Cowboys last won their Super Bowl. Yeah, and Piper lives
Yeah, sorry. But
like they're in the Super Bowl every day. Okay, we were looking for what is 1996.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's okay. So we've got three questions left for Love Me Good Halftime Show: 600, 800, and 1,000. Nick, you control the board still.
Let's go with Love Me a Good Halftime Show for 600.
All right, here comes the answer. Uh-oh, Janet Jackson had this infamous accident on stage with who? You guys remember? The famous. Nick, Kevin, you kind of had your hand up. You want to take a stab before Juwan?
no,
Jawan, you go
go
first.
Who is JT, Justin Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake is correct, and Jawan got it right. So 2 more questions before we head to Final Jeopardy. Okay, Jawan, you control the board here. Well, okay, you only got 2 more questions, so you want
Let's go
800 or
800.
1,000?
Let's go 800.
800 for Love Me a Good Halftime Show. This band was the main act at Super Bowl 50. Remember, main act. I would put your hand down.
Who is Maroon 5? Was it Maroon 5?
No. Nick.
What is the main act?
The main, like the headline performer, like The Weeknd is for Super Bowl 50. We were looking for who is Coldplay.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I wasn't going to guess them.
I liked the effort though.
I know it was Travis Scott was there. Another person was there.
All right, so we've got Jawan. You still control the board here. What would you like?
Last question, right? Is that the
Yeah,
final
for
question?
1,000.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Drake has performed how many times at a Super Bowl halftime show? Nick.
0.
Correct. And Nick back in the game, just like that. He's got a chance for Final Jeopardy. All right, let me add up your scores real quick. Kevin with 1,000. Juwan with 3,200. And Nick Nick, you've got 800. Okay, so what we're going to do here for Final Jeopardy is you're going to write your answer on the card, and then you're going to wager how many points you want to put on there, all right? So let me remind the viewers again. Jawan has 3,200. Kevin, 1,000. Nick, 800. So you can only wager however many points you have. You guys know the rules. So here comes the Final Jeopardy question. Name me the coach with the most Super Bowl losses. Name me the coach with the most Super Bowl losses. And if you don't know it, you got to put something, but make sure you wager your money right. So I will hum the Jeopardy music while you guys do this. Na, 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 Okay, fellas, how we looking?
Terrible.
All right, that sounds good.
I just made a random guess. I
Okay,
don't
I'm gonna
know.
come and collect your
Very
cards.
nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my lord. Okay. 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 Nick, your answer was,
Bill Belichick,
and you wagered how much?
800, but that
And
was
you are back to 0. Okay, so Nick is lost. Juwan, you wagered just 100,
Yeah.
and
had to
you
play
put,
safe.
who is,
Dick Vermeil.
that is wrong.
I know.
Okay. Oh, and you wagered $100, so you're going to finish with 3,100. And Kevin, you put whoever the Bills coach is.
That's what I was thinking. I thought Dick
Yeah.
Vermeil was the Bills coach. I don't know.
I got nothing.
You're right,
But
but I put Don Shula on here. And then I remembered the Bills coach also lost 4.
In a row, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
technically, isn't it a tie?
for what? The coaches? Yeah, but none of you. Only Kevin got it right.
Yeah.
I only wagered.
Kevin wagered. How much did you wager on here? Oh, $1. Are you kidding me? All right, so
Plain as
that
day.
is the game. Jawan is our Jeopardy champion. Let's give him a round of applause, fellas.
Thanks.
Good job, everyone. Finished with 3,100. Kevin with 1,001, and Nick with 0. So we will conclude here. Before we go, this is Inside the Tank. We'll see you guys very soon. Have a good week, everyone, and go Chiefs.